Well, that may have been one of the best Bengals games I've ever seen, let alone any in person that I've seen. I mean, I've been to like five or six, and they've some of them have been good, some of them have been meh. This one definitely ranks at the top. What a game! What a win to just stay alive in the playoff picture. Forget that though. The way they went out at home, man, I am so freaking proud of this team, man. Top to bottom, I am just very proud. I was pissed during parts of the game, and I will get into all that. But I am just beyond happy right now. And, I'm just fortunate for us. We get to kick our feet up and enjoy some football tomorrow. But I'm just so glad we're still alive and so glad we finished off the home stand with a really, really great win. And I'm happy. And shout out to the Denver Broncos, man. I mean, this team is very, very good. Bo Nix, you guys got a real one in Bo Nix. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I really like the guy, and I hope he can do well. But he's got a bright future. I'm looking forward to seeing his growth. And what a challenge it was going up. I mean, he made some amazing throws. But anyway, I'll get into the game. But before I get into the game, I want to comment on Chase Brown's injury. First of all, my prayers and thoughts go to him, his family. That looked awful. I don't know if he broke his hand or anything. I got to look at it. But it's just, he was immediately ruled out, so I know it's not good. But this dude had a hell of a game. And, he nearly scored that touchdown. I kind of wanted him to go down at the one. So unfortunately, Denver didn't use his timeout. But I want to talk about this dude, Shannon Sharpe. I really was debating, should I get into it? Is he really worth it? But I really just can't hold it in anymore. This dude is like, the 52 reasons why, I love you cards. I've seen those, and they can be a Valentine's Day gift and whatever. This dude is slowly just adding more reasons why I'm just starting to dislike him so much more. I think people as a whole used to have tremendous respect for him. His platform on Undisputed, he's a former player. All of a sudden, this dude has been getting such a big head. I'm not sure where it comes from. I mean, just the way he plays favorites, the way he, interacts with other people. His head has just been growing big and big, and I have completely lost respect for him. I know that people like to think of him as like a victim of Skip Bayless's, back and forth with him, because people just don't like Skip Bayless, and I understand. But this guy ain't no better. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think Shannon Sharpe is a very good human being right now. Like, I just don't think so. I mean, he can be like a. I just don't. I'm not saying he's a bad person, but I genuinely just don't. He doesn't seem like he has like that heart. I mean, first of all, to tweet this when this dude is injured, you're thanking him for being injured. I mean, you are pathetic, and this is low for you even. Skip Bayless hit new lows when he talked about DeMar Hamlin. This dude, I'm so glad we won this game because Shannon Sharpe really needed to be humbled. I know that they may still clinch the playoff spot over us, that all they need to do is beat Kansas City's backups. I don't care. I'm glad we beat them because Shannon Sharpe needed to be humbled. And I have tremendous respect for the Denver Broncos. They're a hell of a team. I always had respect for them. I always liked them, actually. They're one of my favorite AFC teams. Like, I always said if the Bengals don't do well, I like rooting for the Broncos. I like rooting for even the Bills. I just, it's amazing to me. Like, Shannon Sharpe has just completely fell off for me. And it's not even about what he says about Joe, what he says about the Bengals, what he says about, the Cavs or whatever. I don't care. But this dude is just slowly falling off. The way he talked about Kirk Herbstreit, even as a Buckeye fan, I thought that was corny. I've just completely lost respect for him. So Shannon Sharpe, just do better. I mean, I know you won't. You're stubborn. You live a good life, whatever, so you don't have to listen. You're not gonna listen to me. I'm just talking behind a computer about how stupid you're being. But do better. Seriously, this is low for you, man. And I'm glad that people are going at him. It's amazing. People used to respect him, and then I just think his ego became so big, especially after leaving Skip. Skip Bayless is the reason this dude is here, by the way. I know he worked hard and whatnot, but this dude would not have a platform without Skip Bayless, and this dude is just getting cockier and cockier, and he's just adding to more reasons why I've just lost respect for him. So, wanted to get into that about Shannon Sharpe, even though he's really not worth it right now. But what a classless tweet and just one of the worst sports analysts in the media, in my opinion. So, want to get that off my chest. But anyway, I want to dive into the game, man. Joe Burrow, MVP, 412 yards, 4 total touchdowns, overtime walk-off to Tee Higgins. He broke the team Bengals single season passing record. Dude is breaking Bengals records. It's like, just like a, I don't even know what you call it. It's just like whoop, in, out, boom, broke. Records are just breaking, and they're just gonna be. Joe Burrow's gonna have pretty much all the team records when it's all said and done. This dude is all world. I love this dude. He's my MVP. He's gonna get my vote. I don't care if the Bengals make the playoffs or not. He's got my vote no matter what anybody says. He is my MVP. Joe Burrow is my freaking MVP. I don't care. He is my freaking quarterback. I'm so freaking proud of this dude. He takes just complete advantage of whatever situation he's put into. He's my favorite player in the NFL for a reason. He's the man. He's my freaking quarterback. I love this dude. And I will not stand for any Joe Burrow slander. I sound like a Bengals freaking homer, which I am right now because I love Joe Burrow. I'm hyped right now. I love Joe. My MVP, my GOAT, my king. I love you, Joe. And also, I also love Tee Higgins. 11 catches, under 31 yards. He had a fumble. I know. But first career 3 touchdown game, I think that makes up for it, especially the overtime win. That makes up for it. And that amazing catch he had before that, not to mention that. This dude is just developing more chemistry. And, I hope that the Bengals can figure it out with him. Joe, T, Jamar are going to be wonders for this team. I freaking love it, man. I love it. I'm going to enjoy this win like crazy because just seeing T go crazy, seeing Joe go crazy. And, not to mention Jamar Chase Brown in them before he got hurt. Like, I can't say enough about this guy. Dude, I'm just very happy. And, T, he balled today, man. And to think that he was projected not to play this game at first, I'm just so glad that he was able to play, man. It's a great performance from him today. And the Bengals freaking took advantage of the opportunity. It took a while, but they took advantage of it, man. So, I got to even say that the defense, Cedric Johnson got his first career sack. Trey Hendrickson on that line, he completely dominated the line in the second half especially. And they were able to get pressure in the second half. One key why Bo Nix was kind of figuring it out in the second half. We kind of stopped with the blitzes and pressure. And that's what Denver tried to do. With the Bengals in the red zone, they tried to dial up some blitzes and just continue to get stops. But Jermaine Pratt, man, a fourth quarter interception, especially like that, put us in perfect, just possibility to get a field goal. Unfortunately, we know what happened. Cade York, man. I'm again like I'm not even mad at Cade York. Yeah, it's because we won, but it's like it just kind of shows how snake bitten this franchise really is. Like, I'm glad we won the game, obviously, so I'm not complaining about it too much, but it's like, man, in that moment I was like, how snake bitten is this franchise? I mean, to play like the defense played pretty much all game. The offense, Joe Burrow had a stellar game. Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, Tee Higgins. Offensive line to, like, I guess a bare like a little bit because they also allowed some sacks. Like, it's just like, man, all that just to get their hearts like just possibly torn up. I mean, imagine if Denver won that game. It's like, man, I'm glad we grinded it out. Don't get me wrong, but it is just amazing to think about. Just like, wow, we can't catch a break. Even Chase Brown, like I know I mentioned it, but like we could have ran out more and more time. It's like Chase Brown, man, like he goes down and the Denver doesn't have to use their timeout. It's like, man. And even you score with 120 and then they go right down the field. It's like, did you really expect anything different? But anyway, I mean, I want to give a huge shout out about, speaking of it, Bo Nix. Broncos fans, you guys got a real one in Bo Nix, man. I got a lot of respect for him. I'm excited to see him, grow as a player, but it's great. It was great to get a taste of him, as a Bengals fan. He looked calm under pressure. He rolled out of the pocket so much. He was great on the run. I mean, he scrambled also. He's got big fellas chasing him. I mean, Trey Hendrickson, Miles Murphy, Joseph Osai, all of them. They were all after him, but he was able to avoid some plays, and he kept them in the game and possibly a chance to win. I mean, he had that one really bad overthrow, which could have been a 40, if not the distance for a touchdown, a walk-off touchdown. But, you got to give him I give him a lot of credit, man. And the Broncos as a whole, man, that defense was stout. That blitz, I got a lot of respect to them, their fans. If I know any Bronco fans here, I commend your team, and you guys have a just amazing, hopefully, future with him. And even if like you guys make it over us, I mean, it would be great to see him do something in the playoffs. But I'm glad we got this one. All due respect to you guys, of course. But Bengals, man, I'm just glad we pulled it out. Broncos have been a thorn, you know, for the last like day, because it's like, man, is their offense gonna keep pushing? That was the question coming into the game. Is their offense gonna take advantage of that defense? Can the Bengals, you know, win against a winning record? They were 0-7 against winning teams. So this was just a statement win, in my opinion, regardless of the chances that we have. And the fact that it comes down to 1 week, you gotta love it. It's like Game 7 in the finals. The fact that it comes down to one, you gotta love it. So, I mean, all the respect in the world to Bo Nix and that Broncos team, man. We'll see what happens next week against Kansas City. But looking forward to seeing him again in the future. But anyway, man, Burrow Chase. I didn't speak much about Jamar Chase, but this dude broke the Bengals single-season catch record. He was tremendous, especially in the second half. I mean, he had a couple bad drops. I mean, on that second drive, he had a bad drop, that was going to be a touchdown. But, he redeemed himself for sure. I mean, he had some big catches, and, T was the statement guy on that last drive. But you talk about the plays that put him in position to just have Cade York come in there and win the game. I mean, Jamar got us a lot of help. Gesicki was also great. I mean, shout out to everybody on the team, man. And I'm not sure what happened with Cade York. It doinked, but I just hope that they can figure it out, man. With the kicking situation. I don't know what's the plan, but they got to figure something out, because I'm just tired of these missed field goals. I mean, you talk about Jaden Fielding, like with the Ohio State Buckeyes, man, he had a rough game against Michigan, for example. I mean, McPherson also, like, I'm not complaining. I know as a Bengals fan, I've seen more game-winning kicks than some other fans have, because, in the playoffs, and even McPherson's had some big kicks. But, I take this, I look at it like this. We just got to figure it out, because it's cost us a lot of games this year, and it could possibly cost us more. So, if one of those if McPherson makes maybe 2 more kicks, we're probably in the playoffs, definitely in the playoffs, and possibly AFC North champs. I don't know. But still, you gotta love the fight between these two guys, and just the consistency and everything, man. Just everything as a whole. It's just all came together all season, and we got two special talent, or many special talents, but these two in particular, man, they are special. So, yeah. Shout out to my favorite duo in the NFL, obviously, and the best duo, the best offense in the league, in my opinion, and many others, I'm assuming. But yeah, I mean, all I gotta say, man, it's just it's great to just have it all come down to 1 week. And as I said, it comes down to one more week. I'm looking forward to it. I hope we can keep our foot on the gas against Pittsburgh next week. And we need some things to go our way, of course, but just win. And even if not, hey, we gotta win today. Biggest win of the year, obviously. Enjoy it. And hopefully we come into the next season with just an attitude, just start fast, man. We've had that issue for many years, and I hope that it just continues to just be preached. Like, okay, we got to start fast, because the end of the season has always been a success. But 4 straight wins, man, I can't be too upset right now. Winning cures pretty much everything that you're kind of thinking on the inside. So, I want to just see this team win, man. At the end of the day, all us Bengals fans, no matter what we think, we want the same thing for this franchise, and that's to hold up a Lombardi one day with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and Tee Higgins and whatnot. Just hold up a Lombardi. But that's all I got from you, man. Bengals win 30-24 against the Denver Broncos, despite a back and forth contest. Man, it was an anxious game to be a part of, man. But I'm just glad we came up on the winning end. We've had so many situations where this has been the outcome just the other way around. Overtime and everything. So feels good. Winning feels good. And I just look forward to seeing what this team can do next week. And I look forward to seeing what the help we can possibly get next week. So, Houday, as always. Good game to any Bronco fan watching. But, we got this one. 4 straight wins. And I'm out. Houday, man.